This is the Koenigsegg CC850, and in this video I'm going to review it. Look at the sun visors, they're not doing much, are they?
No, they're not.
No.
Oh, you closed it.
I'm Matt Watson, and you're watching Carwow.
I'm here with Christian von Koenigsegg in the wonderful
I'm here with Christian von
CC850,
Koenigsegg and the wonderful
CC850,
CC850, which I have to say, Christian, is my favourite Koenigsegg.
That's the one I'm going to.
That's what I'm going to put my order in for.
Right, well, let's go.
They're all sold out now, aren't they?
They are. They were sold out like the first few hours.
And it's not surprising, really, because this is an homage, isn't it, this car?
Yeah, I mean, this is very much a celebration of the first ever Koenigsegg. We showcased it at the Paris Motor Show in 2000 and delivered the first car in 2002, the CC8S. It was a Guinness World Record holder for the most powerful production car in the world at the time. It had a detachable stowable roof. It had this super simplistic, naked, Scandinavian-ish, maybe, sports car design. I think from a shape and design statement, it's the most pure thing we ever made. Of course, we dressed it up with more aero over the years and modernized it, but this is really a look back to the original.
I remember, like, when the CC8 appeared, it's like, okay, so some Swedish guys just come along and like built the best hypercar in the world. And your car broke the world record of the McLaren F1 as well.
We did. The follow-on version, the CCR, also managed to outdo the McLaren F1's top speed.
So let's talk through the design then.
The shape of the car was really try to create something timeless. When people see the original CC8S today, some people say, oh, is that your present version? No, that's like 20 years old and designed 25 years ago.
I think one giveaway.
Yes.
This.
Yeah.
Lights have come a long way. You do these lights yourself, right? They're
we
not
do.
Bought in.
Exactly. It's our own amp design, our own development.
And you've got an air breather underneath it as well. So where's that channeling air to?
Part of the brake cooling, there's kind of a division, so it's also partially into the HVAC system.
Obviously this front splitter here is such a nice design. So obviously it's all carbon fibre.
It's all carbon. Actually, if you look on the side here, you can see, back in the day we didn't show carbon fibre so much, and we chose to not show it so much either, but it's a complete car. So you see everything underneath is beautiful carbon, but the top surface is painted.
Obviously your Koenigsegg badge there. Surround view cameras, I'm guessing.
Yes.
You didn't have that on the original.
No, we didn't. And it's bird's eye view parking, and of course parking sensors as well.
You've got this front splitter here. What kind of levels of downforce?
It's quite balanced. We're talking around 400-500 kilos maximum, but the focus is just maximum driving enjoyment and comfort and noise and sounds and things like that.
So it's actually based on the Jesko, isn't it?
The underpinnings are very similar to Jesko, exactly.
But unlike the Jesko, you've got metal wheels, not carbon.
Exactly. Back in the day, we did not have carbon wheels, and this shape is very similar to the original wheel. So if you want carbon for this car, you have to kind of come back after you bought the car and buy it at our Legend division, because it's not part of the configurator.
It's so like swoopy and cool and really nicely integrated. How much time does a car like this spend in the wind tunnel?
We have a big cluster of supercomputers with a very advanced aerodynamic simulation, and then we have this flat airfield that you've experienced.
Isn't it? The undertones are very similar to Jesko.
And when it's no wind, we can use that flatness and put strain gauges on the car and do coast downs to correlate to the simulation.
We did not have carbon wheels, and this shape is very similar to the original wheel. So if you want carbon for this car, you have to kind of come back after you bought the car and buy it at our Legend division, because
so we kind of minimize the actual wind tunnel testing.
And how close do you get those?
Very close, within a few percent.
Okay, so it's really accurate, the modelling that you do. In terms of like everything that you see as a vent is functional. There's no fakery on this.
No, I'm really against anything you put on a car just for the sake of it looking cool. We have none of that on our cars.
Once again, just from this angle, really cool design and an homage yet again to the CC8S. I really like this design with the wing, just these little bits poking out. Can we make it go up, the wing?
Yeah.
To just verify that the simulation data also correlates
nice.
there with
It's a really nice smooth action, I like that.
But
there's one more thing I love about the rear end of this car, and it's the exhaust. Koenigsegg just can't help but experiment with exhausts, from the flat, high-mounted pipe on the Jesko to the amazing vertical fins on the Regera. However, this CC850 has one of the largest centre exit pipes I've ever seen. But why has Christian pulled out all the stops for this car in particular?
This car we introduced 2022, and that was pretty much on the day, 20 years after we delivered the first customer car as a company. I also turned 50, so I said, okay, celebrate 20 years for the car, and I'm turning 50, so let's celebrate that, and I'll build the first car for myself as a present. So it's the CC850. After we uncovered it, we got immediately up to like 100 potential orders, and we only had 50 cars, so we said to ourselves, okay, we'll make a press release immediately, say we'll celebrate 50 for my birthday, 20 for 20 years in production, so we're going to make 70 of them.
Yes. So this car here is in white with a white interior. Your car, silver, like the original CC8 showed in silver, red interior as well. Really, really nice.
Speaking of interiors, let's take a closer look at the CC850's cabin.
Feels very different to the Jesko. It's more luxurious, isn't it?
So let's celebrate.
We've got a bit more old school. I mean, celebrating the old days, analog instrument clusters, real stalks. Feel the weight of these stalks.
Oh yeah,
they're my favorites.
And
it's
machined aluminium.
Not your plastic rubbish here.
So we said to ourselves,
you cannot find any plastic inside the car or anywhere really. I mean, you have of course rubber strips for weather protection. Otherwise, it's only carbon, metal, or leather, or Alcantara. And a bit of wood on the shifter.
And we'll come to this in a bit because this is the strangest thing in any car on sale at the moment. But love the dials compared to the Jesko, which has the small digital driver's display, which moves with the steering wheel. This is static and it's beautiful.
This is a homage to the first CC8S with this round binnacle sitting on the steering column.
And this, all made in-house. Haven't all your cars always had this feature? Love this. So the key, right? So you got your key. Where do I put my key?
Oh, you closed it. You're opening it. I'll open it.
So you've got all the buttons to operate it here. Sorry, Christian, I wasn't being rude. So you take the key and then you put it there. See, I shouldn't be allowed nice things. And so you've got a round steering wheel rather than a flat bottom because it's more of a
traditionalist thing, just a nice sensation as well to just have a round steering wheel, I think.
The leather inside the car comes from Sweden, that's correct?
Yes, it's a custom leather for us. We've been using for now 10, 12 years. It's called Engel, for Engelholm, which is a town we're in.
I'm really, really conscious that my trainers are on leather.
It takes it really well, and it's easy to buff it up. And after a few years, you can always get a new one.
Yeah, right. I'm also noticing wonderful floor-mounted pedals, which is unique in itself, and there's 3 of them, and just the machining on those pedals. It's just so... I'm kind of a little bit gushy here, Christian. I do find it a bit bonkers that you're doing your own infotainment system in-house, like programming it and all that kind of stuff. That is a bit nuts. I mean, engine, wheels, seats, you make the seats yourself in-house. Machine bits of metal, the infotainment system, all that, it's all just done here. It's very, very, very unusual.
It's a huge undertaking and it makes life difficult in a way, but it gives you total freedom at the same time.
I'm going to point out a couple of bits I think you will have brought in. That screen.
The actual screen, yes,
and the chip that runs it and stuff like that. Obviously, you're not going to be making
the chip, yes, but the circuit board is our design, and all the connections and
really?
the firmware, everything. But we're not the chip producer.
Can you just talk me through the display on here? How do I control it?
We can press here. You can get through. So you have a G-force meter.
Can you get the manual G-force meter, the analog one as well, like in the Jesko?
Not on this car, since you have it here, and this will be in the way because it sits on the dash in front of the steering wheel, so it doesn't really fit.
It's all quite simple, quite clear. This is for your driving mode there and your gear, and it's also got digital speedometer. I love this though, like this, because most of the time, in reality, this needle shouldn't, if you're on the road, sweep past there.
Right, exactly.
Just tickling around there, but it can go all the way to 420. So one of the things about a car such as this is how practical can a hypercar be? So I noticed that we've got a couple of cup holders here, so that's good. Though I will point this out, and it's a problem that I have in Mark 911. If you've got a big bottle there, go for the gear shifter. But it's not such an issue like it is in my car because I have no other option than driving in manual mode. So if I've got my drink now, I'm just going to whack it into auto mode.
Yes, you heard that right. This car has a manual gearbox with an automatic mode. It's very cool, but very complicated. So I'm going to have to ask Christian to explain it properly in a bit. But before that, let's get back to the cabin.
Is there anything under here? Can we get under here?
You can pull it up. Okay, so you have a little cab, you have some USB ports.
Okay,
that's for our gate.
So this feature here, so these are wireless phone chargers there, aren't they?
You have an indicator there, it goes red if the phone is not correct, yellow when it's charging, green when it's done. So you have a little cubby here, you can flip up this armrest, and you have actually pretty good space in there. But then you have, of course, a reasonable luggage space in the front as the whole roof goes in. And for the CC850, we have a nice set of Skidonia bags that are custom fitted to the front end of the car.
Well, let's check that out then. Christian, I'll let you open the bonnet because I'll probably press the wrong button again. Where did I put my key?
Oh, you closed it. I have a button here.
And I'll just grab the luggage.
That's good. Though I will point this out, and it's a problem that I
but
have
this
in my
luggage
911.
costs more than my own car.
If you've got a big bottle
So
there,
it's pretty roomy, actually.
So there will be an order to it.
So this one kind of
goes.
goes
No other option than driving
this.
in manual mode.
This one goes here.
So if I got my drink there,
this one
I'm just
goes
going
here.
to whack it into auto mode.
And this one, let's see where this one
You
goes.
heard that right. This car has a manual gearbox with an automatic mode. It's very cool, but very complicated.
And there you're all set.
So
That's enough
I'm
about
going to have to
practicality.
ask
Let's check
Christian
out the
to
heart
explain
of this
it properly in a bit.
CC850.
So what are the specs on the
Before
engine?
that,
Fundamentally,
let's
they're
get
very
back to the
similar
cabin.
to a
Is
Jesko.
there
The
anything
turbo
under
boost
here?
is a little bit
Can we
less,
go
and we
down?
have a
You
little
can
bit
pull it
earlier
out.
boost due to
Okay.
that. But otherwise, the internals
So,
are very, very
you
similar.
have
The
a little
transmission
cup.
is also
You have some
very, very
USB
similar.
ports.
But the power level
Okay.
is 1385
That's for our
horsepower.
That's only 85.
Yes,
feature
correct.
here,
What's
for
it on
these
normal, like
wireless phone
95?
chargers
It's
there,
around
aren't they?
1100.
So you've always
You
got
have
well
an
over
indicator
1,000
there.
horsepower,
Yes.
and it's a 5 litre.
5 litre twin turbo.
Yellow
So
when
we're
it's
obviously
charging,
rear wheel
green when
drive.
it's
We won't
done.
talk about that gearbox now,
So,
which is
you have a little
it's
cubby
quite
here.
small,
You
big
can
power.
flip up this
Yes.
armrest
But
and
small
you have
gearbox.
actually
You experience
pretty
the
good space in
1500
there.
Newton meters in the
But then you
Jesko.
have,
It goes
of
through that
course,
little
a
tiny
reasonable
gearbox
luggage
with
space
9
in
gears
the
and
front as
shifts
the whole roof
extremely
goes
fast.
in. And for the CC850, we have a nice set of Skidonia bags that are
But that's
custom
not all.
fitted to the
This car
front
doesn't
end
have
of
a
the car.
flywheel or
Well,
a traditional
let's
friction
check
clutch,
that out then.
nor a torque
Christian,
converter.
I'll let
So
you
how on
open the
earth does it
bonnet
all
'cause I'll
work?
probably press
We
the
realized
wrong
with this
button again.
concept of gearbox, we
Where
did
did I
not
put
need
my
a clutch
key?
on the
Oh,
engine.
you
So then I
closed
said,
it.
well, you
Have a
normally
button
mount
here,
the clutch on
and
the
I'll
engine on
just
the
grab the
flywheel. So if we don't need a clutch,
I
maybe
bet
we don't
this
need the
luggage
flywheel.
costs
That was
more
kind of
than
an
my own
experiment,
car.
because if we don't
So,
have a
it's
flywheel, we would
pretty
have the ability to have a
roomy,
super
actually.
fast revving engine.
So,
This
there
is
will
the
be an
first
order
combustion
today.
engine in the world
So,
that I know of in a
this
car with
one
no
kind of
flywheel.
goes like
So no one
this.
had ever done it
This one
before.
goes
And the
here,
reason
and
why it
this one
turned out
goes here,
working in the
and
end
this
is
one.
because we have
Let's
these
see where
hydraulic
this one
clutches
goes.
instead of
And
synchros
there you're all
inside the
set.
gearbox.
That's
That
enough
acts
about
as
practicality.
dampers
Let's check out the heart
instead
this
of the
CC850.
flywheel mass.
So,
Basically,
what are the
this means
specs
there's
on
no
the
heavy
engine?
flywheel to limit how quickly the
They're
engine
very
can rev up
similar to a
or rev
Jesko.
down. In a
The
normal
turbo
car,
boost is
not
a
having a
little bit less
flywheel
than we
would
have
be
a
a
little bit
disaster.
earlier.
The power delivery would be
Boost
rough
due
and
to that, but
unrefined.
otherwise
It would
the
be a
internals
nightmare
are
to
very,
control,
very
especially
similar.
at low speeds. However, the
Transmission is
clever
also
hydraulic
very,
clutches in the
very similar,
CC850
but the power
smooth out
level is
everything for you, so
1385
the engine can
horsepower.
rev like a racing
That's
car,
only
but it still
85.
feels smooth and
Yes,
easy to drive
correct.
on the road.
What's it
But
on
that's not
normal
all.
like
All these
95?
clutches are connected
But
by a
it's
series of
around
electric and
1100.
hydraulic
So you've
actuators.
always
This
got
allows the
well over
CC850 to drive like a
horsepower,
totally
and it's a
normal
5
9-speed
litre,
automatic.
5 litre twin
Or
turbo.
you can even change the gear
So we're
yourself using the
obviously
clutch
rear-wheel
pedal
drive.
and gear
We've
lever.
got to
However,
talk
then
about
you
that
only have
gearbox
6
now, which
gears.
is it's here.
Obviously, your
It's quite
suspension,
small.
you have your
Big
coilovers
power.
going
Yes,
inboard,
but
which
small
is like a
gearbox.
Formula 1 car. Is that
Again,
correct?
very
It's the
minimalistic, and this is not
1500 Newton meters
this
in the
kind of
Jesko.
way of
And it
connecting the
goes through
shock
that little
absorber
tiny
to the wheel
gearbox with
is not
9
our
gears and
invention,
shifts extremely
but it's the most
fast.
minimalistic inboard
Good
damper
traction.
solution you can
Going
have,
like
because you don't have any
crazy. But
rockers.
that's
So you
not
get
all.
direct
This car
acting
doesn't
shock
have a
absorber and spring
flywheel
from
or
the
a
wheel,
traditional
but
friction
inboard
clutch
for
or a
aero
torque
and other
converter.
reasons. And then we have
So,
our super
how on earth
lightweight,
does it all
wide
work?
and long
You
wishbones.
realize with
The
this
length means
concept
we get
of
less
gearbox,
track width
you did
deviation
not
when
need a
bumping,
clutch
and
on the
we're
engine.
getting our camber gain as we
So,
should.
then
So you
I
get a
said,
better contact
well,
patch,
you
and better
normally mount the
stability,
clutch
and
on the
better
engine on the flywheel.
power to the ground than you
So,
otherwise
if we
could.
don't need a
Combined with
clutch,
our
maybe we
needle
don't need a
bearings
flywheel.
mount inside the
That was
wishbones
kind of an
to the
experiment,
chassis, you get
because if
the
you don't
lowest
have a
possible
flywheel,
friction.
you
To
have
our
the
surprise,
ability
when
of
we
a
tried
super
this
fast
many
revving
years
engine.
ago, and first on the
This is the
Agera,
first
it feels
combustion
like
engine
a
in the world that I
rubber-mounted
know of in a car
suspension
with no
to a large
flywheel.
degree, but it's solid, so you
So,
get the
no
control,
one had
but you
ever
also
done
get the
it
comfort,
before.
which is very
And the reason
surprising.
why
So
it
I'll be
turned
trying
out
that in a
working
bit when
in
we
the
go
end
out on
is
the
because
airfield
we
and
have
I
these
have a
hydraulic
good,
clutches
jolly good
instead
go in
of
the car.
synchros
You've got
inside
adaptive
the
dampers,
gearbox
Yes,
that
we have
acts as dampers
created our
instead of
own
the
active
flywheel
lifting
mass.
system. Each corner is individually
Basically,
controlled,
this
we can make the car do anything really, lean or whatever we want to do, but we don't use that much. It's more to change the rake at speed and ride height at speed and for different modes.
This is super important because changing the ride height of a car massively affects how stable it is at high speed. And this car is capable of some very high speeds indeed. And I experienced that for myself later. The CC850 also has active shock absorbers, which use two computers each to separately adjust the bump and rebound damping thousands of times per second. You could in theory customize these settings yourself, a bit like in a 911 GT3 RS, but Christian explained why this sometimes isn't a good idea.
We could also have it like an equalizer menu where you play around if you would like to, but we don't offer that because we want to have this sort of preset good modes. You can screw it up.
One last thing, this is a damper, isn't it?
It is a damper as well. That's what we call our triplet suspension, and it's something we came up with when we started going up over 1,000 horsepower. When you launch the car with this much power with rear-wheel drive, it really sits down, and many cars therefore have anti-squat geometry.
This is where the suspension is designed to stop the car's backside from pitching down too much when you accelerate hard. It helps maximise grip in a straight line, but can compromise handling in corners. Koenigsegg doesn't have this. Instead, it uses an extra damper to control how far the car squats when you launch it. This is more precise, and it doesn't affect the handling.
So when I was driving the Esco Absolute the other day, the sensation that you get through the seat of the car like transmitting drive from its engine through its tyres into the ground, you really sense it. Is this damper part of that sensation I'm getting?
A lot, yes.
When we were launching it as well for the drag race, it's a rear-wheel drive car with like 1600 horsepower, and the way it takes off,
it feels like a rubber-mounted suspension.
It's like odd.
To a large degree,
it's a cup tire on that car. This is a 4S,
so
but that you can transfer that kind of power to the ground and get that G-force from standstill, from two-wheel drive, is unbelievable.
At this point, I needed to experience some of these incredible features for myself. But before that, time for a lesson from the master.
So if you look here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, reverse and drive.
So that's automatic.
Yeah, so in the manual gate, it stops here unless you press down, and then you go into drive like that. So now we're starting to drive.
That's automatic.
Automatic.
You're not touching the clutch.
No clutch at this moment. This tractability is like a smooth flywheel engine. It's just super easy to...
Because the clutches are doing
they are smoothing everything out.
There are actually 7 clutches in this car. One is used for reverse, and the other 6 are attached to their own specific gears. But somehow, this car has 9 forward gears, not 6. So how does that work? Well, the mechanical gears are split into 2 groups, a bit like sprockets on a bike. And just like a bike, you can connect any gear in the first group with any gear in the second group. This unlocks combinations that aren't possible in a fixed ratio manual gearbox, or even in a dual clutch automatic. In the CC850, the 2 groups of 3 gears produce 9 different ratios, because 3 multiplied by 3 equals 9. Automatic mode uses all 9 gears, and manual mode lets you access 6 anymore, and the H pattern would look like something out of the Fast and Furious movies.
When you launch the car with this much power with
now this is
it really sits down.
Automatic. Now I will press the clutch and go into manual.
And you had to press the clutch to do that?
Yes.
Well, actually you don't have to. I will show you. If I don't press the clutch, I cannot engage the gear.
And this is where things get even crazier. Christian hasn't just made a 9-speed automatic gearbox that drives like a manual, he's made sure these controls feel exactly like the real thing. There are special hydraulic solenoids on the gear lever that control how much force you need to use to push it into gear. And this force changes depending on your engine revs, the gear you're trying to select, and the car's current speed. You also have to push it harder when the car is cold, because that's what a real manual gearbox feels like. And none of this is fake. The hydraulics in the cabin are linked to actuators in the gearbox. This means they're allowing you to feel the genuine vibrations and forces that are already happening behind you. It's a bit like how an electric guitar just amplifies the sound made by real strings. But this can lead to some embarrassing moments.
This is a 4S.
You can stall the car.
You can transfer that kind of power to the ground and get that G-force from standstill from two-wheel drive is unbelievable.
This is nuts!
At this point,
now I have match
some of these
on, so I will look like a star toe heel guy, which I'm not. I'll just show how that works. So now I'm in manual mode.
Look here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reverse and drive. So that's on that. Yeah.
So now it will shift on.
It stops here unless you press down and then you go into drive like that. So now you're starting to drive. So that's on that. You're not touching the clutch. No clutch at this point.
ESP on.
This trackability is like a smooth flying engine. It's just
you can turn that off, and then you have to do it with your foot as well.
It's brilliant.
And we get tired of that, put it in drive.
And that's the thing, you see, you have these kind of cars, at some point you're going to be in traffic and you're going to be thinking, wish it wasn't a manual. I only know there's a shift because I can hear the engine.
Well, the mechanical gears are split into 2 groups, a bit like sprockets
a very slight dip in torque.
But
if it feels just like a manual gearbox, does that mean I could accidentally miss a gear and money shift this multi-million-pound hypercar? I had to ask Christian, is it possible or is it not possible to money shift?
It's not possible. That we took out, because why kill the car unnecessarily? Okay, so we have detent stopping me from going into the wrong gear.
So you just can't.
But yeah, if you force through, it will just say and so you can, because it's hydraulic, you can really push through if you want to. It just won't accept that.
It won't accept it. So even if you smashed it in, it'll just go no.
Exactly. This is Emma
you can try it if you want.
That's on camera.
Yeah,
that's a waiver there,
okay.
Christian.
Yeah, that's okay.
And you had to press
But
the
listen,
clutch
thank
to
you
do
for
that.
taking me out in it.
Yes.
But now I think
What
You can have a go.
it's
Well,
my
actually,
turn.
you don't
But
have
before
to.
I drive it,
will
I need to show you a few things
If I
about
don't
this car
press the
that aren't
clutch,
quite
I cannot
perfect.
engage the gear.
Well, the seats are
this
heated,
is
you
where
can't
things
get
get even
ventilation for
crazier.
them, which might be a bit of a
Kristen
problem
hasn't
if you're a
just
customer
made
in
an
Dubai.
automatic
Could end up with
gearbox that
sweaty
drives like a manual.
buttocks. Though I think
He's
these
made sure these
indentations in the
controls
leather
feel
might
exactly
help
like the
channel
real
some
thing.
air
There
to
are
your
special
derriere.
hydraulic solenoids on the gear
Koenigsegg's
lever
online
that
configurator
control
isn't
how
open to the
much force
public.
you need
You actually
use
have to
push
be
it
a
into
viable
gear.
customer and then they send you a
And this
special
force
login.
changes
Or
depending
you
on
might have
your
to come all the
engine
way
revs,
down to
the gear you're
Sweden,
trying to
into the
select,
studio
and the car's
and do
current
it
speed.
here, which
You
is
also
an
have to push it
absolute
harder
chore,
when the
as
car
you
is
can
cold
imagine.
because that's what a
Really
real
does
manual
take
gearbox
the
feels like.
biscuit.
And
These
none
side
of
air
this is
escapes
fake.
really
The
gather up
hydraulics
stones.
in
Look,
the
we haven't
cabin
driven
are
very
linked
far
to
in this car, and
actuators in the
already
gearbox.
there's plenty of debris
This
in there.
means they're allowing you
The
to
roof
feel the
can be a bit
genuine
of a pain to
vibrations and
remove.
forces that
You
are
have
already
these
happening behind
latches
you.
here, you have a safety
It's
button.
a bit
you
like
press
how
it.
an electric guitar just amplifies the
So
sound
that part
made
is
by
kind of
real
easy. Then you have a
strings.
little leather strap
But
here.
this can lead to some embarrassing
Remove
moments.
these.
You can stall the car.
So it's a bit of a
I mean like that.
little bit of a
You
process.
just stalled it. Yeah, this is nuts.
It's like a gun
Now
going
I
off
have
behind my
red
ear.
patch on.
Right, do you
So
need
I
my
will
help
look
now?
like a
No,
Startovia
it makes it
guy,
easier,
which
but
I'm
I don't
not.
actually need your help.
I'll
I'll show you.
just show
Okay, go on
how
then.
that works.
So we'll
So
open
now
the
I'm
front
in
bonnet
manual
first.
mode. Music, so now it
No.
will shift down.
And then I'll get out.
Music, so ESP on, you can turn that off and then you have to
See,
do it
you
with
have
your
to
foot
bend
as
over a
well.
little bit. And there you
See,
go.
it's brilliant. Yeah,
done.
And when you get tired
It
of that,
slides
put
in
it in
here.
drive. And that's the
Ah.
thing. You see, you have these kind of cars. At some point,
And this
you're
is something
going
we
to be
came
in
up with the
traffic and
first
you're
car. I
going
mean,
to
this
be
was
thinking,
long
"Wish it
before
wasn't a
these
manual."
automatically
Exactly.
detachable roofs that
Only
you
know
see
there's a
nowadays.
shift because I can hear the
These
engine.
down, these
Right,
down.
a very slight dip in torque.
If we hear a
But
crunch
if it
now,
feels just
we'll
like
see.
a manual gearbox, does that
make
mean
sure
I
it's
could
fully back.
accidentally miss a
No,
gear
it
and money
wasn't.
shift this multi-million-pound hypercar?
Yeah, it's quite a lot of
I had
space
to
here.
ask
so.
Christian, is it possible or is it not possible to manage?
And then it goes down like that.
And there we
It's
go,
not
done.
possible. Now,
Koenigsegg
we
has
took
limited
out
the colour
with
choice
the
on this car
unnecessarily.
to just 8
So, we
options.
have
More
the
choices,
tent
surely
stopping me
more
from
good.
going into
Anyway,
the
it's not
wrong
all
gear.
bad because that brings us on to 5
So,
cool things
you just
about
can't.
this car.
But yeah,
The paint finish on
if you force through,
Koenigsegg
it will
is
just say you can't
incredible,
because
so you
it's
will
hydraulic.
not find any orange
can
peel.
really push
Reason
through if you
being,
want
once the
to.
car's been
It just
painted,
won't
they
accept
wet
that.
sand it
It
and
won't
polish
accept
it.
it.
Every
So,
individual
even if you
car. So if
smashed
you
it
just
in,
move
it'll
about
just
and like
go.
look at the
No,
light,
exactly.
it just moves completely
try it
smoothly,
if
no
you want.
wobbly effects
That's
at all.
on camera.
Also, the carbon
That's
fibre
a
doesn't
waiver
have a
there,
lacquer coating
Christian.
to it. It comes
Yeah,
straight off the
that's
tool
okay.
and then they just sand
Well,
it and polish
listen,
it.
Thank you for taking me out in it. And now I think
Koenigsegg's
you can
doors
have a
not
go.
only look cool the way they
It's my
open,
turn.
but they open in such a
before
way
I
that even
drive
if a
it,
car
I
pops
need to
quite
show
tightly
a
to
few
you,
things
look,
about this car that aren't quite perfect.
there's still room for someone
While
to
the
get
seats are
out.
heated, you can't get
Don't worry, it
ventilation
won't
for
hit
them,
the car if they're
which
too
might be a
close. It
bit
has
of a
sensors in
problem
the
if
door
you're
to
a
prevent
customer
that
in
from
Dubai.
happening. When you
You'd
buy a
end up with
Koenigsegg, you
sweaty
get one of
buttocks.
these. What is
Well,
it? Well,
I
it's
think
sort of like
these
their version
indentations in
of a
the leather might
Fabergé
help
egg.
channel some air
You
to
open
your
it up,
derriere.
and inside
Koi's
is your
online
car's
configurator
key.
isn't
Otherwise,
open
you're
to
just
the
going to store your
public.
key in a drawer
You
somewhere.
actually have
But
to
no,
be a
with
viable
this,
customer
you
and
can
then
have
they
it
send you a special
presented
login, or you
on the
might have to come
mantelpiece.
all the way down to
Oh, it's
Sweden.
so lovely and
Come to their
satisfying,
studio and
the
do
way
it
it all
here, which
fits
is an
and works
absolute
and
chore, as you
moves.
can imagine.
The car has the most
Really does take the
extravagant
biscuit.
fuel filler
These
cap
side air
on any
escapes really
vehicle. To
gather
get to
up
it,
stones.
you have to do this.
Look, we haven't driven very far in this car and already there's plenty of debris in
To
there.
raise
roof
the
can
engine
be a bit
cover
of a pain
because
to
it's
remove.
located there.
So,
you
you have
can
these
just
latches
slot the
here.
fuel nozzle
You have a
straight
safety
in.
button.
But what you can do at the
You press
garage
it.
is then like
So,
walk around
that
and
part
just
is kinda
admire your
easy.
engine, and
Then you
other
have a
people
little
might start
leather strap
admiring
here to
it
remove
as
these.
well. Certainly a
So,
talking
it's a
point.
bit of a
There
little
are a
bit
lot
of
of
a
little
process,
Easter eggs
actually.
which relate to the Ghost
It's like a
Squadron,
gun
which
going
was
off
the
behind my
#1
ear.
squadron for
Right.
the Swedish
Do you
Air
need my
Force,
help now?
which used to be based
No, it
at
makes
where
it easier.
Koenigsegg's factory is.
But I
There's
don't
one in
actually
here
need your
and the
help.
gear
I'll
shifter
show you.
mechanism. The
Okay,
show must
go
go
on
on,
then.
but there's loads runs throughout the
you'll
car.
open the
How
front
cool is
bonnet
that?
first.
I
There
think
we
we've waited
go.
long enough.
And then
Let's
I'll get
drive
out.
this thing.
Let's see.
I'm here
You
with
have to bend
Marcus.
over a
So
little
Marcus,
bit.
you are
And there
the
you
test
go.
driver for
And then it
Koenigsegg.
slides in
You
here.
need to be here for
Oh,
insurance,
this is
and I don't
something
want
that
to
came up
drive
with the
this
first
car
car.
uninsured because
I mean,
it's
this
very
was long
expensive.
before these automatically
Let's start it
detachable
then.
roofs that you
So,
see nowadays.
do I have to put my foot on the clutch
Sure.
to start it?
That's
Yeah,
down.
foot on the clutch and
Knees
foot
down.
on the brake as well.
And if we hear a
And then you
crunch
just
now,
press the
we'll
ignition.
see.
Yeah, it's
Just
ignition
make
first.
sure it's fully back. Yeah,
Yep.
it wasn't.
And now
Yeah,
you're good to
it's
go.
quite a lot of space.
There we go,
here,
let's fire
so
it
should
up.
be okay. And then
Oh,
it
I've
goes
done the
down
thing.
like
Yeah, exactly.
that.
That's one
And
press.
there we go. Done.
Beginner's error. So you just dab it. You don't press and hold, do you?
Exactly. Just press it. Perfect. Got it.
So I'm going to go in
Anyway,
automatic
it's
to begin
not
with.
all
So
bad shots that brings
across,
on to five
hop,
cool
no,
things
no,
about
push
this
down.
car.
Yep, press down.
The
can I just
peak
release the
finish on
clutch now?
Koenigsegg
Yeah, you can
is
release the clutch and
incredible.
then you can rely on the
So,
brake
That
only.
feels
you will not
weird
find
now,
any
just
work
releasing
In
the
the
in
beginning it
clutch.
feels weird, but you
Reason
will get
being,
used to it.
once
It's
the
funny how
car's been
smooth it is
painted,
when there's no
they wet
flywheel
sand
or
it
no
and polish
like
it every
torque
individual
convert. Your
car.
clutch is sometimes
So,
when you pull away
if
a
you
bit,
just
it
move
moves a
about
bit.
and
Yeah,
light
so
look
it's
at the
really
light,
quite
it just
smooth,
moves
isn't it, and
completely
easy.
smoothly.
Yeah.
Does this
no
have a
wobbly
nose lift?
effects at all.
It does.
Also,
you can see
the
when you're
carbon
steering
stereo
wheel.
doesn't
Yeah.
have a
Is
lacquer
that standard
coating
or
to it.
extra?
It's standard
It comes
on all
straight off the
Koenigsegg
tool and then they just sand
and
it
also, like,
polish
if
it.
you go on a road like this, where you
Luxury.
have quite
Texas doors
like a
not
bumpy
only
surface, you can
look
also
the way
change
they
your
open,
driving
but
mode
they
here.
open in such
put
a
it into
way that
comfort.
even
Yeah,
if a car
so
parks quite
that will
tight,
raise the car a bit more
look,
and
there's still
soften up the
room for
damping,
someone
so
to get
it's
out.
even more comfortable.
You haven't got air suspension, it's
It won't
hydraulic,
hit the
isn't it?
car if
Correct.
they're too close.
It's quite easy to drive,
It has
really.
sensors
it's
in the
very
door to
easy to
prevent
drive.
that
Like
from
for this
happening.
situation,
When you buy a
I don't
Kit
want to
A,
actually
get
be
one of
in manual
these.
mode. For this kind of
What
manoeuvre,
is
it's no
it?
fun to be
Well,
had
it's sort
manual
of like
mode
their version of
necessarily.
a fakery.
Sometimes it is nice to just change
Open it
gears.
up
In
and
fact, you know
inside
what?
is your
Let's
car's
try it.
key.
Yep.
Can I do it for the
Whenever
first
you
time?
want.
What do I
Just
do? I
go
get
to
onto
store
the
your
clutch.
key in a
Yeah,
door
clutch in
somewhere.
a second gear maybe it's a
But
good
no,
one. Yeah.
with this, you can have it presented on your mantelpiece. It's so lovely and
That feels
satisfying
weird,
the way it all
going
fits
from
and looks
automatic
good.
to shift manual,
The
and
car
like
has
you
the
won't come
most
out of gear, I've got to dip the
extravagant
clutch
fuel-filler
and
cap
actually
on
do
any
it.
vehicle.
So that's all
To
done by
get to it,
computer, and then
you
it
have to
clutch
do this.
operates then when you
To
get
raise
the...
the
Yeah.
engine cover
So will
because
we
it's
look at the
located there.
RPM of the gearbox and
You can
engine?
just
And it
swap
senses the
fuel
pressure.
nozzle straight in.
Yeah,
But when
basically.
you're going to do it, the
Have I got
garage
red
is
match on or
like
not?
around
Yeah,
the
red
just
match on,
iron
so you can
engine
try to downshift if you
with
want.
light start and
Yeah.
wiring as well.
Can you turn it off?
Certainly
Yes,
in
we can.
talking about
I'll let you do it.
little
Yep,
Easter
that's
eggs
all.
which relate to the Ghost Squadron, which was the #1 squadron for the Swedish Air Force, which used to be based at where factory is. There's one in here in the gear shifter mechanism. The show must go on, but there's loads throughout the car.
It just adds so much to the car, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think
It's
the
hard
way
to
to
tell
talk
out here on your
Let's
smooth
drive this
Swedish
thing.
roads.
I'm here with Marcus.
The comfort, you mean?
Marcus,
The
you're
comfort,
test
yeah.
driver
Every
for
British
this
journalist
car.
likes to check out the right comfort because our roads are just terrible. But from what I can see where I've driven so far, it does seem to be very compliant.
That's very important for us in this car because it's a bit more GT focused than the Esco, so it needs to be slightly more comfortable.
But even the Esco felt comfortable. That's
Yeah.
because you've got such a rigid chassis, haven't you?
Yeah, and the Absolute is also kind of a less aggressive car than the Attack. The Attack is our real like track weapon, which is a bit stiffer.
I don't find the pedal placement too easy to heel and toe for me.
You can adjust the brake pedal so you can get it closer to you. There is an adjustment.
Oh, so that's not a problem then, is it? So I definitely want it. It's more toe and toe at the moment rather than heel and toe. I haven't done this yet, so I'm going to come in the clutch, down into drive. Okay, now I'm going to come out of it.
Yeah. I just released the clutch now. Yeah.
I did well there.
there.
This car, it's made for me.
The clutch at the beginning feels weird, but you will get used to it. It's funny how smooth it is when
Exhaust sounds good.
Don't
It's
like
quite
it.
loud, isn't it?
Yep, we have a small tweak coming in where we're going to close the exhaust throttles a bit higher up in the red band.
Oh, right.
So it's going to be a bit quieter.
When you're just cruising.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some bumps. I found one bump, very small pothole on your Swedish roads.
It's quite interesting because people around here think these roads are bad actually.
What this?
Yes.
This is our finest
Really?
road. This has just been serviced in the
Look at this,
UK.
it's bad.
No, that's just been done.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
Oxfordshire County Council, if there's anyone watching, you're rubbish.
There
we go. Wow. That's good.
And that was sport mode. So
That was really good.
Yeah.
But let's put all the pothole chat to one side and find out what this car is like when you really push it.
So, I want to launch it. What do I do?
Put on a clutch?
Yeah.
You can just try to rev it. It will keep
kind
you.
of maneuvering,
You
it's
see?
no fun to be
That's
in
basically your launch
manual
control.
mode
Can I dump the
necessarily.
clutch?
It's
Sometimes
quite
it is
rough.
nice
It
to
will probably
just
stall.
change gears.
Okay,
In fact,
okay, that's good then. Because that's like
let's
kind of
try it.
realistic.
Yeah,
what
but
do
I think
do?
you will
I'll
feather it a little bit.
feather it, yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go
clutch
then.
in second gear. Maybe it's a good one. Yeah, that feels weird going from automatic to shift manual like it won't come out of gear. I've got to dip the clutch. I got to actually do it. So that's all done by computer and then the clutch operates then when you get the yeah. So we will look at the RPM of the gearbox in the engine and it senses the pressure.
Oh,
Yeah, basically. Have I got red match on or not? Yeah.
oh, it's good. Oh!
Yeah. Can you turn it off? Yes. we can.
That's good.
I'll let
Like,
you in.
because it's
Yeah,
smooth
that's
and
all.
seamless.
If music
When
just
you're
adds so
smashing
much to
it,
the car,
you're less likely
yeah.
to cock it up.
The red matching
It's
on or
hard to
off
tell
because it
out
turns
here
on
on your smooth
when you
Swedish
cycle
roads.
the ignition. So you
Yeah,
can turn it off
the
if you want.
comfort
Yeah,
to
let's
me
turn
is
it
the
off.
comfort.
Yep.
Yeah, every British journalist likes to check out the right pedal to just
Do you know what I like? I can put pressure on the gear lever, so like preload it for the change,
Exactly.
and it doesn't slot out.
You're just like me. I've been asking for the loss. You can have pressure and then
Yeah.
Have it here. Yeah, and the Absolute is also kind of a less aggressive car
You're just going to drive it manual the whole time. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to money shift it.
Okay,
you ready?
You can try.
I'm going to go from 4th into 2nd at high RPM. I can't.
So that's not a problem.
It's really funny, it lets you stall, but it doesn't let you do something that's catastrophic.
Exactly.
If I launch it in automatic, is it
going to come in the clutch?
So the launch control, we cannot activate it right now because we don't have any paddle shifters in this car.
Okay.
We will add it later. And we will also develop a launch control for drive without paddle shifter since it's an option. But we don't have it in this car right now.
When it's ready, Koenigsegg's launch control will be totally unique. Because the car has 9 gears, you can automatically decide which ratios to use to give it the best possible launch. For example, it can start in 2nd gear to reduce wheel slip, and it can choose to skip 3rd gear completely if going straight into 4th keeps the engine in the power band for longer. But that's not all. Eventually, you'll be able to customise the ratios yourself. It'll be like having your own Formula 1 team switching the mechanical gears inside a Formula 1 car's gearbox to maximise its top speed on different racetracks. But because all of this is done through the car's software, you won't have to get your hands dirty or employ a massive team of engineers.
Let's launch it anyway in auto. So can I brake boost it or not?
A little bit, I think, yeah.
Okay.
I never scored, so that was really good.
I was better. That feels mad.
So I want to launch it.
That's faster.
It's way faster.
Gear shifts on auto.
Just try to rev
It's let the yes go
it will
now.
upkeep you.
So we have like 2 cars in one.
3,
Basically,
it's
your
convertible.
launch
Now you
control.
multiply it, so it's 4 cars in one.
Yeah,
Quite
basically.
well. It will probably stall.
That's quite
Okay.
different, isn't it, when you
Okay.
do it
That's
like
good
that?
then.
Let me just back to back, I
That's
need to
like
double
kind
check.
of realistic.
I can't for sure.
Yeah,
So
but I
I'm
think
now
you
manual
will
again.
feather it a little bit. Feather it. Yeah. Here we go then. Yeah. Try again. Using feather. Oh, that's cool.
That just feels old school.
When you're smashing it, you're less likely
Yeah, it feels like a different car.
Yeah.
rev bashing
Right, let's do
on
one
because
more
it turns
launch
on when
in
you cycle the
auto.
ignition.
Yeah.
So I can turn it off if you want.
The gear changes
yeah,
now.
Let's turn it off. Yeah, use it so you know what I like. I can put pressure on the gear lever. So I preloaded for the change and it
Now I
doesn't
want to do
slot
some
out.
kind of like the grip and stuff.
Just
This
like
is now I
you.
want
I've been
paddles.
asking
Right,
for a
yeah,
long
I want
exactly.
both hands on the steering wheel, but I want to control the gears myself.
Yeah.
Because now I'm not in the right gear because it's an auto.
Manual the whole time. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to money shift it. Okay, you ready? You can try it. I'm going to go from 4th into 2nd and high RPM.
Grips really well, doesn't it?
I can't.
Oh, it made me feel a bit
no,
sick.
It's really
And everyone
funny.
knows
It
what's
lets
good
you
for an
stall,
upset
but it doesn't
stomach.
let you do something
Donuts.
that's catastrophic. Exactly. If I launch it in automatic, and also the launch control we cannot activate it right now because we don't have any paddle shifters in this car. We will add it later. So there's no way we will also develop a launch control for drive without paddle shifters since it's an option but we don't have it on in this car right now. When it's ready, Pro's launch control will be totally unique. Because the car has 9 gears.
So then, what's my final verdict on the CC850? Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it?
Second gear to reduce wheel slip.
I think you
and
know
it
the
can choose
answer
to
there.
skip 3rd gear completely if